William Foley back up here on the roof of Cooper Union, checking out my heated gardens. We're going to take a look today, March 3rd, at what we got and see how the plants are doing since the last time I came up here to take a look. Let me share that with you right now. Alright, here I have the heated beds, like last time, in case you don't remember. These four have hot water flowing through the soil and pipes. These two are identical, but they have no water flowing through the pipes underneath. Here's oregano. Not doing too bad. You can see that the top growth is a bit darker colored than the undergrowth, and it looks like the top growth of the plant seems to be protecting the undergrowth. There's a lot more green underneath the top parts, and even now I can smell the oregano from here. See, it's very green. Up here it's dark. My broccoli is done hard by Mother Nature's cold wrath. Broccoli seems to be able to fare well up to weathers positive 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside, but once we get below that, prolonged temperatures below 20 into the teens and then into the single digits, they just don't seem to do very well. Sage got hit kind of hard, but there's still new growth right there. So I'm confident once spring comes, everything will be fine with sage. Now I have these two covers. I want to experiment. These are used to prolong the growing season and get an early start for most farmers. I wanted to see if I could use these to have an indefinite growing season here in New York City. And last time I was here, I put some tomato seedlings underneath this cover, and let's see what we got. There are little tomato seedlings sprouting out of the ground, alive. We've had some cold nights in the last week, and tonight is supposed to hit 19. It's gonna get very cold, but with any luck and a lot of luck, they will survive, and I'm hoping they're gonna survive. Over here in the other one, I have an avocado. And there is the still green avocado stem. You can see the old stems that had died from growing a little too high and getting too cold, but it keeps shooting up new shoots, new sprouts, and hopefully it will continue to survive the winter. Cauliflower has also bit the dust, and you can see that the flowers started to grow right here, and it's just been too cold. I've got bamboo growing for about 1.5 years now. It's the second winter that this bamboo has been in this bed, and it's still alive. The bamboo in every other bed has died. Basically, it all died by last winter. I have big broccoli here that bolted a few months ago, and it has nothing. Kale, which was looking a little better last time, is definitely not doing great, but this new growth up here is promising. It looks like it's still alive, it's still growing, and will hopefully continue to survive until spring. Sage, also looking beat up, but there is new growth right here. That's looking good. The plant looks relatively healthy considering the cold weather we've had. In here, I have my mesa pote. Now, it may look like a sad little remains of a stem, but if I dig just underneath the soil, right here, we can reveal that little bright spot in the center is actually a very small stem that is regrowing from the germ, the seed, which tells me that the seed itself is still alive, it still has energy, and it's still trying to survive. Interesting sight to see. This is bed 3, where I showed you the cotton last time and the strawberries. Broccoli there is also looking dead. I had really high hopes for the broccoli, but it just couldn't make it. Carrot is looking beat up, like everything else. But if I dig below the surface, there's the carrot root growing under there, alive. And let's see if that continues to the spring. I hope it does. I have a little kale seedling over here that is still going, growing since the fall. But you know, weather here has been so bad, just never know. Here's the bed 4 where I have the kale and the collard and some broccolis. The broccolis are, like I said, they're done. Kale here is looking sad, but I think it'll come back in spring. I think it'll come back in spring. It should be able to. I mean, it may look sad now, but these are tough plants. This one has been exceeding my expectations. It looks the best out of all my kale plants right here in the heated bed. Collard is looking good, you know, as good as it can. I'll have to take these dead leaves off soon, and when the weather gets better, it should start perking up again. I have another container here, and I had put sunflower seeds back in January. Let's see what we got. And there we have sunflower seedlings growing in February, March now, here on the roof. And that's pretty exciting for me because I wasn't sure if they were going to make it or not. And there they are. I wonder if it'll survive the cold tonight, because it's going to be bad for them tonight and the next couple nights. But we'll see. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Here we have bed 5, unheated bed. Here's the cauliflower. Looking pretty bad, but unlike my heated one, it's been protecting itself from the cold and has a very small flower right there. And I'm thinking because it still is able to delay its growth cycle and it has those leaves to protect the top, it's still alive, which is good. It just means I have to tweak my timing for the heated cauliflower. There's the broccoli that grew at the same time as the other ones that have died. This one might live. There's still some green, but it's not looking good. There's unheated sage, new growth, surviving, but not quite as full as my heated ones. There's kale, not looking fantastic. You know, none of the kale look very good, but so this is to be expected. Other kale, frozen and soggy, but surprisingly a bit strong. I think this one will survive too, but I believe that the heated ones will sprout up faster. Before you notice that there's still snow on these beds despite the rain we've had last night and today. The unheated beds have snow, heated beds have no. Right here's bed 6, still covered in snow. Collard looks like it's dying. Carrot has some green to it. That's a kale plant. That looks like it's dead. Broccoli planted at the same time as the big broccoli. That looks dead. And here's another kale. I think this one may have died. For scientific purposes, I have the covers here in the unheated. This one I had put sunflower seeds back in January, and still no sunflowers to be found. No sunflower seedlings have sprouted. So there's another one. And I had tomatoes going in here. No tomato seedlings. Alright, I just wanted to share that little update with you. Hoping when spring comes around I'll have more exciting news. Until then, we'll hope for the best.